significant further move off this, but it's a good start. And, you know, when the real move happens, you know, everyone's gonna disbelieve it to begin with, I think. Alright, I'm back. There we go. What's up, Orion? It's a really odd time for me to be streaming. I'm not usually on at this time. It's only 6 p.m. here in Australia, so yeah, it's a weird time. And I think in the US it's like 3 a.m. Yeah, at least in 3 a.m. Eastern. 8 a.m. where you are? Nice. Where are you, Orion? Are you like in... Oh, you're UK. Yeah. Cool. Just turn my fan. It's a bit hot. Alright. Just seeing if there's any chance that Litecoin can continue. Let's see if that's a possibility. It's currently in some kind of like descending formation, like a falling wedge, perhaps. Like that. How can I forget? Yeah, I'll remember now. And in the UK. So Litecoin. I don't know if that's gonna hold, but so far so good. This could change structure. This could turn into a bull flag if it does break down a little further. So there's a chance that it could hit something similar to this. Or let me just take this down a little. No, it was something more like that. If we could encompass that wick there, but yeah, that was a big wick, that part. Delete that. As far as the moving averages go, it is threatening to cross here. So Litecoin, yeah, potentially could come down and fail this falling wedge, or this bull flag, whatever kind of structure you want to call that. There was a trend line, I think, coming up from this direction. Something like that, roughly. But that broke. And then something like this. And that also broke. Something more like that. But yeah, I think this is more likely to correct further down. Just judging by the way it's falling here. And the manner that it came up was very impulsive. Bitcoin's pulling back a little here. See if there's any kind of like formation. Not really. turn this music down a little. It's a bit better. Yeah, what is the news with Litecoin? I don't know. There may have been some kind of fundamental news event or something that caused it to pop. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if there's any evidence about why it did pop up. I might go to Twitter first and just check the Litecoin page, see if they're tweeting anything about it. A gif of the moon? News just in, Litecoin fucking rocks. Yeah, it could be just like being used as like a bit of a hedge. As like the rest of the market is like collapsing, seemingly. Yeah, not too much. I don't know what caused that spike, but it may have just been like, you know, a natural move up. Enough people got on board at the time and caused it to rally. The new thumbnail clickbait style has been working 2 out of 2 times for me. Yeah, it's probably not even clickbaity enough. I'd probably ramp it up a little bit. There's a lot of good examples out there of what works. So I'll do better. I'll do better in the next one that I make. Something that draws you in, something that makes you want to click on the video to watch and check out what the hell is happening. Something to explain. Check it out. So far, Litecoin is hanging on to this falling wedge. Si beaucoup. Bitcoin still riding this 20 EMA on the 15-minute chart, so don't write it off just yet. It's still hanging up there nice and high. There was initially bearish divergence here, kind of. It was, you know, that the highs were almost sideways, but the highs on RSI were a lot lower. So you had a higher high than a lower high, which was quite clear. So that pulled in a bit of bearish divergence there. But then we got this massive push up to the next tier above 16.5K. So we'll see if we can hold 16.5. Let me just open up a different view of Bitcoin, like on a different chart, maybe like a BLX or something. See a bit more of a macro perspective. Go out on the weekly. Just want to see what the RSI is up to. So yeah, we've still got this this higher low happening. RSI has not come lower. than where it hit during this point here. It's actually, yeah, it's doing really well. That's a very clean case of bullish divergence, if you ask me. This whole FTX thing is divergent off what the RSI is saying, isn't it? You can really see that. We've got a lower low on price and a higher low on RSI, like clean. So I'm actually going to trace that out, and then we can track that over the coming days, if not weeks, just to see if it plays out. I'm just trying to figure out where I can pull this in from, where I can draw this to, maybe to there. Now, because it's bullish divergence, I'm going to change this to a green line. Picking it up a bit and lock that away. And then let's dial it in here. So we've got that point there on the chart to this point, the final point on the RSI. So that one there. Okay, let's go in. Whoops. Go full screen. So we're going for this point here and drawing it up to here. Oh, it is locked in. Excellent. Go full screen. Let's go logarithmic and just see the structure. Now, let me just group up all these notes because I don't particularly want them all the time here. Bookmarking notes, they can. Oh, actually, no. Let's get rid of them too. So a group within a group. Let's get some notes. And I can turn them off and on. And I think I've got another node over here that I'll bring up into that group. Excellent, that's better. And then my TA lines, all these vertical lines, they can go along with the notes as well. Because they're the halvings. All right, so what you can see here, these purple lines, these are all of the all-time highs. So what I might do is change them to rays, horizontal rays, so you can like pick them out a little bit easier. Might make them a different color, so they're different from the all-time high line, the current all-time high line. Maybe like a dark purple. That's cool. Now this one, I guess I could like draw it out as an all-time high, but it's only a high as part of a bull run. So I don't think we're going to class that as an all-time high. It's more of this one up here. That would be the same as me calling this an all-time high and this an all-time high. They're all part of the same run up to a very obvious point. So yeah, I'm not going to class that as an all-time high. It's just a part of the rally. So grab another line here, draw it in, lock it in. I'm going to delete this one, I think, and $2017 all-time high as well. Just there like that. Rachel Ray with the cleanup. What's good with XRP? Yeah, I'll check XRP out too in a minute. So just judging by previous highs, if you notice here, every pullback, like the bottom of each bull market after its all-time high, has maintained a level above the previous all-time high. See that? But this time, our low has come below previous all-time high. This is a first. This is a record for Bitcoin. We've never done that. We've never dipped below previous all-time high before. So that is significant. So keep your eye on that. I think it's only a matter of time before we get back above the previous high. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, I know a lot of people are calling for like a crypto winter, so like extended periods below 20,000 for like maybe 6 months, 12 months, some people are calling for. But that would be very out of the ordinary for Bitcoin. If I turn these vertical lines back on, and let's go like this. Let's put in a box from all-time high, like at the time, to the bottom of the bear, like the preceding bear market, or the bear market that came after it. Let's lock this in, snap it to the right spot. Drag that to the ground. That can go all the way up here like that. All right. So really, we've only truly seen, I don't know, this is like either our third or fourth bear market for Bitcoin. All of the rest of the activity has been a bull market. So Bitcoin doesn't stay bearish forever. It recovers, and when it recovers, it does it pretty quickly. Or not quickly, but it does it pretty strong, I suppose you could say. Like, it recovers strong. Should do it. Then we've got our existing bear market. From all-time high to the current low. So, you know, the low could continue. We don't know that it's completely stopped yet. Where's current time? Here we go. Okay. Now, do you see a pattern? Lock these in. Is this... Okay, so the reason I drew this out, people are suggesting that we're going to be... Yeah, that we're not going to find the bottom until mid next year, which is roughly... Let's say... end of June, right? That's roughly mid. So like here, that would be a very long bear market compared to the previous ones. So something like that, let's call it that. Do you really think that Bitcoin's going to pull in a bear market that lasts that long until June next year? I don't think so. I think it feels that way just because of how bad the news has been. But yeah, I think the bottom should be in. If it's not already in, it's going to be in either maybe like early first quarter next year, so like January, which is not far away at all. It's like only a couple of months, right? We get a whole new year soon. Less than 2 months away is 2023, so it's kind of exciting. It might just be like, you know, the change in date that we need to get people out of this 2022 pessimism. Right, sorry about that. I'm back. So yeah, I think this seems to be kind of in line. Like if we found the bottom within the next month or so, maybe even in the next couple of weeks, that would sort of line up with the pattern that we've been in. Now if I go linear, there is still a long ways down from a linear scale. Yeah, this line's definitely not a linear line. It's a logarithmic line. I don't know why I've drawn it in like that. I think that was taking this low here, tracing it up to these through the COVID dip, and then projecting the Bitcoin to find support at, you know, around $12,000. If we break down through 14, you know, maybe perhaps that's where we get some wicks coming down if we were to drop again, which is still possible, still very possible. It could be over and done with. That really violent dip, much like the COVID drop here, can be over and done with within 2 weeks. So I don't think it's going to be some big bottoming structure like this where it hangs around, you know, 10,000 for an extended period of time, because I think that those levels are going to get bought up pretty fast. Yeah, that's my kind of feeling toward it, and could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to delete that line. It's a bit off-putting. So the floor of this market from, you know, when it started basically to now is a big arc. Something like this. Probably seen a few people draw these arcs in before. Or like you've seen diagrams of people describing the market in this kind of big rainbow type structure. Something like that on the bottom side. You just get this extended out a little. Just trying to encompass or incorporate all of the touches of the lows here onto the arc. So that seems to be fairly clean. So we've got a nice touch here, over here, the COVID drop, and then right now we're pretty much on or near it, very close to it. And then the top side's a bit strange as well, depending where you pull it from, but goes a little something like this. Might have to do a bit of tweaking here with it, just to sort of get all the points touched, like evenly as possible. It's kind of weird because it swings out so sharp, you know, and then it gets real flat. That's the overall kind of shape we're in. So if we are to continue to conform with that shape, it means the bottom should be in soon. If we're going to hold this structure, if we lose it, you know, maybe that would firstly invalidate this structure, but maybe it changes the shape slightly. Now, this is one sort of like criticism of doing this, is that you can just change the arc when price dips. I mean, there's only so far that you can change it before it becomes out of line with the other touches, right? But I'm just trying to drop it as low as I can without getting out of whack with these previous pivot points. Something like that. It is kind of strange because the arc like curls backwards. But the starting point's a bit, it's hard to kind of judge where it starts off because we don't have the information from 2009. So perhaps because of that, we can take it to this point here, right there, and then adjust these lines on the top side so that it fits. Maybe something more like that. It's a bit more of a comfortable arc. It's not breaking its back. So just seeing if we're getting like a touch on this side. And notice also that the all-time high doesn't touch the arc. Interesting. This high here touched the arc. So that was, maybe you could consider that was the true high, the market high that we had. And this basically just delayed the bear market. This extra push to 69,000, that just delayed the bear market that was supposed to start back here maybe. Or, you know, because this is a Wyckoff, well, this is assumed to be a Wyckoff distribution, pattern up here, then perhaps, you know, if we didn't have a whack off, if we had a blow off top like this, where it's just 1 point, maybe we would have come up higher, more like something like that, you know? Maybe we would have changed the structure, but then again, that breaks the structure of this arc, and it's a bit out of whack. So yeah, it's hard to sort of get a wrap around it. But it looks pretty nice like that. I think that's a pretty comfortable arc. There's no extreme manipulation of lines too much to fit the hypothesis, I suppose. Something like that. All right, I'm gonna lock those and hide them. I'll hide them in the TA folder, maybe. Yeah, that's good enough. Now my all-time high line is hiding in the TA folder. Let's pull that out and bring it up to here. I'm going to give that a name. All-time high. These other rays are just previous all-time highs, so they can all stay there. Cool. And now these rectangles, these are our bear market rectangles. Maybe I'll put them in the TA box, maybe? Yeah, that's cool. No worries. Anyway, that's enough of this macro analysis. Can you see that this week, by the way, if we zoom in, it's not terribly far off the open of this week. Like there's signs of you know, interest in purchasing at prices below 16,000. There's you know, or even higher than that. It's like prices below 16,200-ish. There's, you know, there's demand there. There's a decent amount of demand at that level so far. We'll see how long that lasts, but you know, I'm always cautiously optimistic. I'm not saying that it can't go lower ever. It can always go lower, especially since it's a bear market. All right, now someone was asking about XRP. Who was that? That was scroll through the comments here. Oh, it was you, Ghost. Yeah. Okay. What's good with XRP? Let's have a look. Just gonna save that chart and we'll go to a long-term XRP chart like this one. Let's zoom right out. So we're in logarithmic right now. Linearly, it's like that. But all-time high, $3.31 roughly. The rally last year, XRP sadly was one of the alts that didn't get a new all-time high in the last bull market, which is, you know, very unfortunate for XRP holders, but we're dealing with something like that at the moment. But can you see what might be forming here? We try to incorporate all the price action on the bottom side. It's not as clean as the top side because we have 3 points to consider, but it looks to me like some kind of, at least logarithmically speaking, some kind of like bull pennant. So this could break out in the next bull run, you know? This could break out big time. I'm talking like, you know, new all-time highs for XRP. Like, why not? Especially if this bloody SEC case, you know, gets wrapped up. But that's the macro view. There's it's been interesting to see that in the bear market of what the last cycle, we came all the way down here, right? But XRP is holding higher lows. Higher lows, higher lows. And if we zoom in on, like, say, the daily, maybe let's go weekly. I just want to, like, sort of get this structure here. Yeah, maybe the daily. So these are a series of higher lows, which is a good sign for now. That's the starting of a potential change in trend here. However, the scary thing about the very short term, I guess, is that it's similar to Bitcoin. It is a bear pennant type formation, maybe something like that, like a bearish triangle. Reason bearish because we dropped into it from above, and it's consolidating, and you could get maybe a further drop out of that, but I don't know, that doesn't always have to be the case. You can get, like, back here we had another one, something like this, right? This will make sense in a second, what I'm drawing. We had some kind of pennant structure here. Yeah, the bottom side's not totally clear, but couple of dirty tests there, like retests, but for the most part, maybe it's more something like this. It popped out the top. So this, I think, without the drama of the FTX collapse and bankruptcy and fraud, maybe this would have had a chance to, because it was coiling up. You can see that pennant structure coiling up, and that may have seen a rally. But because of this FTX bullshit, it's dropped out. So perhaps the natural move of the market is to actually recover off that bad news, right? Because this wasn't technically, like, from a technical analysis perspective, a technical setup, it wasn't supposed to happen. So if that's the case, like, does that mean price gets back on track to where it came from eventually? Like, once all the FUD is dealt with, once the dust settles, you know, the recovery should be back to where it started. Something just has to be, some kind of positive catalyst has to come out and spark that rally to continue. That's what I'm seeing, like long term for XRP at the moment. Might do a Fibonacci retracement on it. I'm going to delete these lines. Let's go to the daily. Actually, let's do weekly. We're going to pull in this high, the $2 high that we pulled in last year. I think it came short of $2. It was like $1.90, yeah, $1.96. So that's a fib retracement. So these are the levels we have to deal with when we head back up. We haven't even approached the first resistance line yet. So this thing is, like, really retraced. Elon Musk just tweeted, "What is best in life?" Wonder what that's all about. Let's have a look. Maybe it's got a picture. What is best in life? Oh, by the way, breaking 2 minutes ago. Sam Bankman-Fried reportedly owns 95% of the mainstream media. Holy shit. Oh, that's crazy. He owns 95% of the mainstream media. I don't know if that's substantiated, but because this guy says all sorts of shit, this Shibatoshi Nakamoto, but you forgot to reference your anonymous sources. Yeah. Fact check, mostly true. Yeah. Get back to that tweet.
Breaking all the rules. I'm breaking all the rules.
Well, I guess we might make some mistakes. Who knows?
I think one of the biggest problems we have in DC.
Oh, what the fuck? That's hilarious. My $8. My god. Oh, that's really cool. Look at that, cyborg. Dang. Twitter. Twitter sort of feels like Reddit now. What is best in life? There's probably going to be a lot of crypto comments in here. Oh, that's the thread I was in. I've got like amnesia or something. Anyway. Bitcoin still holding ground above here, above the 20 EMA on the 15-minute chart. And the hourly still fighting this 200 EMA. I've watched a little bit of the Australia versus France game, but other than that, not really. I haven't watched much of the World Cup. Bitcoin 5-minute chart looks pretty cool. Interesting. What's up, Cleo? This is like an up late after midnight stream. Dead quiet because there's no Americans awake at the moment. Yeah, damn, that looks bullish. Just this whole, the way we've come up above the 200 EMA on the 15-minute chart here, that was, wow. And just seeing it ride that support, like you've got higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and it's like riding the EMAs beautifully. Damn, what a trade. That breakout right there. See, this is when you go in at high leverage because it's like so many things are backing it up and it's a strong move. And I don't doubt that the volume came out of nowhere. Like you can see here, the volume was like reducing and then it went flat as it consolidated in the triangle here in the wedge. And then all of a sudden, bang, it breaks and then it causes a huge cascading snowball effect. So what we need to see now is a continuation of like a build in volume, because right now it's backed off again, unfortunately. We've got a drop on average in volume there. So hopefully it's just doing one of these again, like something to that effect, like it's just, you know, coiling up. But I would be cautious. I wouldn't expect this to pump further at this stage. It's already done like a 1, 2, 3, and this is maybe working on the 4. Or if you count it out like this, it's done a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the 5th wave up here, 5. I think I showed this earlier today, this structure. And we were looking at the targets. And the way to target it with the fib extension is to go from here, take it up to the high, pull it down to the low, and then you can see that we've been struggling to get above the 786 Fibonacci level there. So if we get a 1-to-1 fib extension, like this is a decent target up here, 16,750 roughly. It could pull in below that, so just be cautious and see how it lines up with the trend line here. Like if we were to hit it soon, that might be where it caps out before retracing again. So maybe don't expect it quite to get to 17k yet. Like this move might be exhausted. If it does exhaust there, we could get like an ABC correction off that, which goes something like this, like A, B, and then C, and then maybe we hit the bottom of this trend line, find support, and then continue, and then make a new rally, like a new push to reattempt that, you know, that resistance in a 5-wave structure as well. So impulse 1 coming to here, then maybe a pullback to like the 0.618 fib level, which is roughly around that area. It's like just above 50% retracement. And then a 3rd wave, which is like the most impulsive, could bring us up to 17, get rejection off 17, pull back. Another, you know, pull back to support of maybe a 0.618, maybe a 0.5, so halfway between here and here. Establish support, you know, maybe wick a few longs out and then get the final push up. Something like that, or maybe it launches higher off there and we see a a new target hit, but that can be how this plays out, and it might take a bit longer than that too. Time's a bit harder to sort of predict. Price is a little easier to predict than time, but there are time fibs. I just don't use them. I don't know how to use them really. What did I just delete? Oh, the fib. Okay, we can do that. I might keep that in there just for reference. This structure here, this wedge. I'm just going to brighten it up a little bit so we can see it. We'll thicken the lines. That should do it. So we're back up in the wedge, the big wedge that we had going on. We're back up in that structure on Bitcoin. That's what I was going to do. I was going to look at Ethereum. Yep, let's do that. I thought Ethereum before even seeing your comment, Cleo, so that's kind of strange. It's like we're on the same wavelength with thought there. Ethereum, Bitstamp Ethereum. This has a lot of history, a lot of price history on it. I think that's probably like the birth of Ethereum was like back in these early parts. The log view seems to be, it's kind of similar to Bitcoin in a way, isn't it? The way it arcs up. I won't bore you with drawing the arcs in, but yeah, it's exponentially getting higher, especially from a linear perspective. All right, so I'm curious to see what kind of retracement it's pulled in from the very bottom. So if you go from 0, which is like basically an entire price structure fib retracement, or trace it all the way up to the all-time high, and then let's get the coordinates up. I'm going to turn off this fib. I'm not used to looking at that one. I want this price to be 0.01. That's as close to 0 as it'll let me go. And where is the support? It's basically on 1,000, isn't it? Look at that. Let me hide this. This is the $1,000 mark, this white line. I'm just going to change its opacity a bit so that we can see the fib levels. But yeah, check it out. It's resting pretty much on the 786 fib level, much like Bitcoin's doing. So if you take an entire measure of the price from 0 to all-time high, the 786 is where it's finding support. It's so crazy how like it's all bunched up there. Let me just change this to a logarithmic Fibonacci retracement. You can do that in here. Fib levels based on log scale. There we go. So, we haven't even come down to test the 236 yet. So, yeah, that's a different kind of way to look at log, or Fibonacci rather. You can turn it on to be logarithmic, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to sort of say which way, like, which you should use when you're looking at a log chart, I suppose. The price at the 236, back when it was logarithmic, let me just have a look. $221, or yeah, 221.93. So yeah, basically 222. 222. Yeah, it's a bit of an oof. I think I mean, you could own a lot of Ethereum. If it goes down there, you could buy it up. I don't think it's I don't think it's going to crash that hard. I think it's the fact that Ethereum has pulled in a higher low here is optimistic for Ethereum. Look at that. That's a pretty significant higher low there. Not saying that it can't go lower, but there is a bit of a, you know, much like XRP and Bitcoin, it's got this like sort of macro wedge happening, this macro pennant, and prices dropped into it from above. So like from a textbook standpoint, this is like a bearish structure, you know. I'm not suggesting that it goes to zero. Yeah. All right, I'm going to leave that. Got a possible bottom on my chart of like 620, 680-ish. 220 would be not. Yeah, 220 is a bit crazy. I think that the demand's way too high. Even at $1,000, people are like getting excited when Ethereum dips below 1,000. Like look how fast it got bought up before the change to proof of stake. Like that's how rapidly it was bought up as soon as it dipped below 1,000. It was only in there for a matter of hours, I think. See if my candles go back that far. Yeah, they will. Okay. Yeah, so it only spent no more than a day and 4 hours, so 28 hours under $1,000. Everything else has been above that, and it seems to be finding support right now very much above the $1,000 level. Yeah, I reckon there'd be a lot of bids below 1,000. I'm going to check out the Binance order books for Ethereum and just see what kind of orders are sitting there at or around $1,000. I'm going to see if there's any kind of evidence of support. Now, I bet you there is. I mean, that's obvious. Let me just find Ethereum against Bitcoin. I mean, sorry, Ethereum against Tether. USDT. Here we go. All right. Order book. I'm just going to break it up a bit. Let's go $50 intervals. So $13,000 Ethereum. Well, 30. Yeah, someone's wanting to buy 13,000 Ethereum at 500. It's not someone, but yeah, there's 7,000 Ethereum sitting here. How many millions of dollars did that hacker have to dump? Was it 500 million or $400 million worth of Ethereum? I can't remember. But that would cause a huge cascade down. If it was dumped all on Binance like in one go. Yeah, the books don't have enough liquidity to sell at that price, and it's stupid. You would lose a lot of, he would lose, or they would lose a lot of money just selling it to the book like that, because there's not enough liquidity to support that kind of sell. But I don't know, this number seems to go up. So I'm thinking maybe, if I go to 100 intervals, like this number, 56,300,000, 56,400,000. I'm going to leave that there and just see how that goes over the next 10 minutes, just to see if it pulls in more data or data. But yeah, you can see on the sell side there's only 18 million. And on the buy side there's 56 million. So it's very much bottom heavy like Bitcoin right now. Just like, I mean, check out the buy side, right? So many more bids on the buying side than the selling side right now. So that to me, it kind of looks like it's finding a bottom, like it's finding a floor. Not many people have much Ethereum left to hold price down. At least on exchange, like on Binance. Let's go back to Bitcoin's chart as well. I just want to see how the depth chart's looking. So that's a little different. There are some pretty nasty walls on the selling side, but yeah, there's a hell of a lot of demand on the buy side. And this is obviously it's constantly changing. So it can only tell you so much. Like, look at that massive wall right there. That just came out of nowhere. Like right then, it just popped up. And look, it's changed again. So this thing fluctuates. There's a lot of bluffing, like there's order book bluffing, where they'll put a wall up and then rip it back down again. But on the sell side, I mean on the buying side, see, look, this is still counting up. It's still counting up the buyers, but it looks to me, I mean, if that is the final count, there's more people waiting to buy Ethereum than they are to buy Bitcoin right now. There's more orders on the book under Ethereum than there is under Bitcoin. So is that a hint at something? Are people, is smart money more excited for Ethereum than it is for Bitcoin? Hint, hint. You know, is that a hint? Moving forward. So in the next bull market, it wouldn't surprise me if Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin. Yeah, Ethereum's still exciting. And it's deflationary. It's got a burn function. They're going to burn Ethereum every so often. Like, I don't know what the intervals are or how much, but much like Bitcoin with its halving, it's mining reward halving, right? Block reward. That's its deflationary mechanism. Just go back to the charts here. So Bitcoin still holding this 20 EMA on the 15 minute. What's the hour doing? Ooh, okay, it's teasing support. Like it looks like it's kind of teasing us that it's established support on top of 200. Let's see if it holds, hey? Let me just change the stack here. We'll get the EMAs on top of the candles, just so we can see the line. But you can see price is at least for now maintaining levels above the 200 EMA on the 1 hour chart. Will it last? That's the question. Or is it going to get rejected and come back down again? It does kind of feel like it's coiling up for another push up. RSI is not too overcooked. It's on the high side, but it's not, you know, there's room for a bit more buying, I think. There's no signs of any divergence yet. There's no bearish divergence yet. Everything seems pretty natural, at least on the hourly chart. I have to play around with the lighting. Maybe I'll get like a light bar up on this rig here. Second largest holder. been swapping it on chain, bridging to Ren BTC. I'm not in trades, but I'm in my long hold in Bitcoin. So it's, yeah, my liquidation line. Let me find it. My liquidation on Bitcoin is currently at 6,646. 6646. Let me find where that is on the chart here. If I reveal my liquidation line here and hide the EMA, I'll leave the EMAs on. Let's go out to the daily. My liquidation is down here, red line. I'm pretty confident that we're going to find some pretty serious support, if not already found support, between here and $10,000. I don't know. It'll be a pretty stupid mistake if I get liquidated, but hey, that'll be a lesson learned, I suppose. I've already learned the lesson, like not to go in too heavy too early. I do have more cash on the side to improve my current position. I'm about 1/3 in, 2/3 out, so I've got 2/3 of cash to buy the dip if it does dip severely. So that's how I'm going to approach this, I think. And yeah, the aim of the game is to just always maintain liquidation away from price, like a decent distance away. Like this is $10,000 away, basically. 6643, and then 16.5. Yeah, it's about 10 grand away. But drops of 10 grand aren't uncommon. There was one here, I think. That was the drop there was 14 grand. Drop from this point here down to here. 13. The FTX drop was, I think, almost 10. Oh, it was 5. It wasn't even quite 6. Okay. So that, if that puts that into perspective, I just think that the leverage that has been in the market, I feel like it's been unwound already, like the majority of it. You know, how much more Bitcoin is there to drive it down further? I don't know. I don't think there'd be that much that left, you know. And who's opening like a huge short at those levels? Okay, at these levels. I mean, it could be like a really nasty liquidity grab. That would liquidate all the bulls pretty much. Like there'd be like no positions left, almost, if that happened, I think. But yeah, we'll see. It'd be an incredible retracement. If it came down to my liquidation level, let's count that out on the let's hide that. I'm gonna hide the drawings as well. Oh no, I need the drawings on because it's got my liquidation line. Okay, going from all-time high down to where my liquidation line is. So 69 roughly. That'd be a 90% correction, which I don't think Bitcoin's done that. At least in the last two bear markets. But hey, it's not going to end me if I do get liquidated. It's not going to. It'll put me back a few steps, but it's. I would not quit crypto or anything like that by any means. It just means I'd have to restart again. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I'm liking the fact that that we've got this move. This is some kind of relief off the bloodshed. Yeah. It is getting tricky reading the charts with all the FUD. It muddies the waters. And that's why a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines, because it's like, what do you do? Like, there's no clear direction of what's going to happen in the coming weeks or even days. It's pretty unclear. The FTX thing has just really like thrown a spanner in the works. But yeah, this whole Genesis thing, that's kind of terrifying. I'm a bit concerned about like what could happen if all that unravels, because maybe that's what pushes the price down. But hey, you know, you could potentially buy a whole Bitcoin for $5,000 or $6,000 soon. You don't know. Who knows? I mean, not that long ago, like a couple of years ago, you could buy a whole Bitcoin for $3 grand, or like, you know, just under 4, something like that. Litecoin, not looking the best. It's done a death cross on the 20 and 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart here. So that that may correct. Maybe it's going to come back down and get in touch with the 200 for support before like finding support and then rallying up again. Don't know. We'll see. Either way, it's got to play out. It's got to do something. It's like I said earlier. This could change structure and become more of a flag, like something like that. I mean, it's a really long flag. I don't know if this would count as a flag anymore because of how long it's been drawn out. But falling wedges can go like for a fair distance before the breakout. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. So again, I'm going to brighten this up a bit just so I can see it better. Yeah, it's really testing the bottom side now, and there's not much space left until the apex. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this fails. But yeah, that's Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin all analyzed. I think this is looking pretty good for like a breakout again, like another kick up potentially. These wicks are kind of scary looking. See how tall these wicks are. We're down to 9 people. This kind of like really highlights that this is not the best time to stream. This is really not the good time. Everyone's sleeping right now. Most people are sleeping. Yeah, I think at or around the daily close for crypto, like the daily candle close, that seems to be a good time to stream. So that's morning for me. You're welcome, Cleo. Thanks for popping in. Take care, and all the best with your trades there. There. Yeah, from here it's just a matter of waiting, seeing if this EMA is going to hold, and I don't know if there's much more to say than just to wait and watch. think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll probably come and stream again tomorrow morning, so in about 12 hours time, and we'll see how this played out. We'll see if it actually, you know, got the rally up to 17 or not, or whether it gets rejected by this trend line here, or whether all of that fails and it just drops out of nowhere. Yeah, until then, thanks for dropping by, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, see ya.